guys, it's Quills, and recently on Amazon I saw this thing for a reverse coloring book, which is basically like a coloring book full of illustrations of abstract watercolor illustrations, like little blobs of color everywhere, and they just get like a marker or a pen and do line art over it, which really spoke to me as someone who is bad at colors but loves line art. So I thought it'd be cool to do my version of a challenge but digital. So what I did first is go on Pinterest, because we always go on Pinterest, specifically to find color palettes, because you guys know I'm still really bad at that. And luckily I found these really two pretty ones. One is like a really pretty bluey type. It has like a little illustration of scenery in the background that I kind of used for inspiration. And the other one was a really dramatic like red, which I think contrasted well between the other color palette. So I thought this would be perfect for this type of challenge. And so I just went over to Krita, you know, because I always do. And first off, I still put my texture down. A lot of people ask me how I put the texture on the canvas, so I'm just gonna show you guys really quick so I stop getting DMs about it. But basically with Krita, what you're gonna want to do is get a blank canvas on Krita, and in the corner there are these things. There's a little gray square called patterns, and what I do is find the one that says 5 paper torch and PNG, and I select that. I know there are other paper textures on Krita, but this one is just my favorite. I don't know, it just screams to me. And then what you want to do is go on edit, fill with pattern, and then I go to the layer that it filled the pattern with and just put the opacity down to like 25% and then merge it down with the background, just so that I have like a really good background texture, because I really don't like drawing on white canvases. I don't know, it just makes me a bit uncomfortable. Even if there's like not the smallest part of texture, I need something so that my brain doesn't see it as intimidating as it should be. But that's what I usually do. So anyway, I just plopped down my color palettes in there and just like started just making blobs, I guess. Whee! Make sure to look at the new brushes, because I know Krita also comes out with new brushes every once in a while and I just always forget to look at them, but these are like really cool. That's a choice. Another choice. We love making choices. That's the point of art, right? Did I actually use up all the colors already? I think I did. Oh my god, what? Wait, no, I forgot that one. So that's how it looks so far, at least for this one. I promise I'm a Krita pro. This kind of just looks like a pizza. I'm making pizza. I hope you like a lot of olives. Oh shoot, I did it again. Oh god, these look so cool, but I'm like, I have no fucking ideas. What are these? It's okay, it's okay. We got this. We got this. You see in the time lapse here that I wasn't really thinking, and I was kind of just like putting down whenever, especially because even with the two color palettes that I found, I kind of already thought that they had like very different vibes, you know, like the blue one was a lot more calm and collected and cool, and the red one was very like, you know, loud and dramatic, and I thought this was perfect. So I kind of just like put colors wherever. I don't think you're supposed to think too much about this, because this isn't the like challenging part of the challenge, but we're going to get into the challenging part. And I started with the blue one because I think in my head it was more easy, which I think it was, because I saw the vision of this pretty quickly. I saw like the blue long stripes across the page and I thought of tree trunks, and with the like yellow parts of it I saw it as like a fantasy forest, which is what I went with. I wanted to have like a little character in the back with the little purple dot, and I used the other purple dot as like kind of a fairy, because I wanted her to like look up at the fairy, and that's why there's like a weird purple trail going up, and that's the vibe that I went with. With the blues in the background, I wanted to like blend with the other purples so that it could be like a very erratic tree forest design, so that the contrast between her and the fairy would lead a lot more to the character. I don't know, I think the composition was a bit okay, but like the top left corner was still kind of, you know, lacking. But I still think this illustration came out really clean. I didn't want to follow the colors perfectly to a T. I still wanted it to keep being loose with the line art, so I still wanted the colors to like, you know, carry a lot of this. So that's why I don't know how to explain my thought process, okay, during this was really fucking hard. I wanted the like yellow parts to look like lanterns and stuff, so I had them like hanging on trees, or I had them be like little eyes. I thought it'd be really cool for the tree trunks to have like little eyes coming out, that they're all like watching her in this dark little forest. It kind of just gave me both Little Red Riding Hood and Alice in Wonderland vibes, so that's why I kind of just like loosely drew her with like a basket in her hand, but like with 2 pigtails and stuff. I don't know why the Alice in Wonderland in my head has pigtails, but whatever. And then I kind of just drew the fairy over there looking like Navi, because we love Legend of Zelda. And yeah, I think this illustration came out really well. It gave me like cute little fantasy storybook scenery vibes. I think the colors worked really well. I think the composition could have done with a little bit work, but overall I really like how it turned out. And especially with a challenge like this, where this was like my first attempt ever, it came out really good. So I'm not gonna knock myself on that. I need to like learn to be more positive with myself during art because oof. But yeah, I really like how that one came out. I'm really proud. So the next one was kind of a fucking headache, I'm going to be real. I had no thoughts on like what to make of this at first. Oh yeah, and just to give you guys even more clarity, the time that I splashed the colors on the canvas and the time that I actually like did the line art for them was a day in between, just because I had something come up and I wasn't able to film the video within a day, so I had to do that and then take a break. So I kind of just broke up all the ideas that I initially had in my head still, so it's really hard to like brainstorm about this one. But overall the vibes did give me like firebender vibes, and especially with like the big splash in the bottom of the screen, it kind of just gave me like a flame thing. I don't know, I'm really trying. So I thought of like maybe a firebender going rogue or like going wrong, I don't know. So I guess that's a vibe that I end up with. I drew like a character in the middle, but I kind of just ignored some of the blobs there just to make the composition work out. I wanted his hand to like come up a bit so it looks like he just swiped at the bottom, and then I wanted there to be smoke and stuff, and then the gray like little blobs, I added faces to them, I guess, to just be like the souls of the damned just like laughing at him. I feel like we've all seen like a manga panel where he's stuck in his own head and he's like laughing at himself and there's like silhouettes. That's kind of the vibe I got from this one, because the other one was more like a scenery that you could take a photo in and it makes sense, but this one is like internally in his head kind of illustration, you know? And for this one, I kind of just had fun with it. I didn't really care for the rules of like that I gave myself in the first one, so I kind of just let myself ignore some of the lines, especially to contrast with the smoke that I did like swirly patterns for. I think the erratic colors behind the swirly made it a lot more confusing, and it drew a lot of the attention back into the middle with the character, and I really liked how it came out. I think the faces are adorable. I didn't want to color him in because the character, you know, was just drawn in there, not really caring about the colors in the back, but I knew that I kind of had to just so I could make the line art and the composition work. But I still think he came out really cool. I don't know what he's going through, but I guess we could just have a little headcanon about that. But I still think that I had a lot more fun with this one, especially because I didn't give myself a lot more rules, and it came out really cool. I could definitely see this on like an edgy hoodie type thing, or like a really edgy part of a webcomic, and I'm really proud about how it came out actually. This challenge was really fucking weird, okay? I don't know about you guys, but I know a lot of artists have their own kind of process when creating art. I would usually do some thumbnails and then I would like draft the whole thing out with like maybe some loose grayscale, and then I would do line art, and then I would do color, and then with some shadows and overlays and like other highlights and details. That is usually my pattern, and this whole challenge is I just had to like ruin it because I just like found a color palette that I didn't even know what to use it for, and then I just threw it on the canvas, and then I just had to make line art from there. I didn't have time to do thumbnails, and I didn't have space to do like a draft, so I kind of just had to go in with a different pattern, but I still think it came out really nicely. And I think if you're an artist and you want to like shake up how you make art, or just want to give yourself a little challenge, I highly recommend this. But yeah, that was the video for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye!